So they call you Falling Waters.
Yes, sir, they do.
And where did you get that name?
Well, I moved back to Cleveland in 1993, just before the winter storm hit on March the 12th. I moved here on the 5th. So anyway, I was researching my history.
Do you still live the same place that you did in 93?
No.
Oh.
I was in a women's shelter with my kids. And the city of Cleveland helped me get on my feet.
Uh-huh.
I went to Cleveland State Community College. And while I was going there, I wanted to research my family history. So I started to do a background check on my family's names and all that. Well, I'm German on my father's side. On my mom's side, I found out that we were Shawnee and Irish. So while I was going to school, I prayed and I said, God, I would really like to get a name one day. But I let it slide for close to 8 years. I was down at Red Clay, and I talked to a Cherokee storyteller down there named Fred Bradley. And I asked him if he knew anybody that did naming ceremonies. So he says, do you have an altar at your home where you pray? I said, yeah, I got a home where I pray. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, go home and ask the Great Spirit for a name.
Who is he referring to as the Great Spirit?
God. Because the Cherokee are very Christian, to put it, that's the only way I know how to say it. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, he goes, just go home and ask him to give you a name. So I came home that day, and that evening I sat down and I prayed. I put some little drumming music on because I had a lot of drumming music anyway. And I was sitting there and I just emptied out my mind and I said, okay, God, give me a name. About 10, 15 minutes into listening to the music, I heard the words Falling Waters run through my brain. And I opened my eyes and I looked up and I just realized something tremendous. There's a huge poster of a waterfall in my corner where I had my altar. And then all these scenes flooded back in my mind from a kid and the first waterfall that I ever saw and all the times that I had been drawn to waterfalls all my life. So many times I wanted to be by a waterfall. And it just made sense. Okay, that's my name. That's what
not from the Shawnee, not from the Cherokee, right? I mean, or your ancestor is Shawnee.
Yeah, my ancestors are Shawnee, but we're all Native American. So you're talking.
Where are the Shawnees now?
Okay, there's a reservation out in Oklahoma, one in Kentucky, and Ohio. They have reservations.
Just like we do here at Cherokee Nation.
Yes. And then.
Now, wasn't there a group of Indians that during the that they never did get onto the Trail of Tears?
Yes.
Which tribe was that?
Well,
I mean, they finally just gave up.
They call them the Snowbird tribe of the Cherokee, and they live up in the Carolinas. They hid.
And they never got them out.
No. And they exist today still.
What town would that be in?
I'm not sure. I can't remember what the name.
Now,
of the
you
town
go
was.
back as far back before the Cherokee were here. It was the Utes, I think. The Utes ran the Cherokee ran the Utes out. I think that's the way it is. But your ancestry is Shawnee. How do they?
Well, see, I got involved because I live here. Okay, when I came and started living here, My husband, he worked at Maytag. And the guy that I met through him was a Cherokee storyteller, historian, very famous in this area. His name was Scott Crisp. And he was the one that encouraged me to sing Amazing Grace in Cherokee. And he used to laugh about it because he said, back in the day, before, when the Civil War and that era of time, we were mortal enemies. The Shawnee and the Cherokee were mortal enemies. In fact, there are Shawnee that still live down here in Chattanooga. But we became best of friends, and I hated that he died in 2012. He got electrocuted in his little trailer thing that he used to use at the powwows and down here at Red Clay. But he really was an encouragement to me. And that's how I really got involved in wanting to get my name.
So now that you have your name, Falling Waters, do you study a lot of the Indian?
Yes, sir, I do.
Like lifestyles? Or,
yes, I do.
Like, give me for instance. Call me Dee. Just Dee.
Dee.
Dee. Call me Dee.
Right.
Yeah. But what do you have as far as what do you do in your daily life that is more Indian than maybe what I would do?
Okay, I'm a Christian, but I also believe in the Native American medicine wheel, which is a really big project. And it involves healing in the 4 areas of the aspect of man, which is spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. And each section of the wheel works in each of those areas. It's split up into 4 sections.
Do you have one of these wheels? Or is it just a metaphoric?
No, I have a picture on a poster board of a medicine wheel, and it talks about everything that is involved in it. And then I also have a carry medicine wheel. I can take it anywhere, any place, anytime, and I can set it up. And I can get in there and pray and ask the Spirit to give me direction.
In those 4 areas?
Yes. Whatever area I need to deal with.
What will it tell you? Will it tell you something? Does it point at something or? Okay.
You have, the 4 sections are spring, summer, fall, and winter. And in each of those, there are animals, plants, rocks, and things that deal with specific things in healing. So some days I'll just pray and ask God to show me what I need to know. And a lot of times when I'm sitting in that medicine wheel, He'll give me scripture.
When you say sitting in the medicine wheel?
Yeah. It's stones. I have these 4 stones that deal with the 4 directions, and then I have a creator stone. My creator stone is a piece of, it's a green stone, okay? The 4 directions have a specific color. Red in the east, yellow in the south, black in the west, and white in the north, dealing with the seasons, okay? And each of those sections, like I said, they have animals, and animals can speak to you and tell you things that you need to know. Like, I prayed and went on a vision quest, and I asked God to give me my spirit animal. And my spirit animal that was given to me, I got 2. I got a polar bear and a snowy owl. Which I looked up about the polar bear. Well, the polar bear is one animal that has no fear of man. And at that time, when God gave me the polar bear, I was dealing with abuse from before I came here. I had a lot of hurt and pain, and I was scared. So by him giving me the polar bear, it helped me to overcome the fear that was in my life. And then I would pray and I'd ask God to give me the scriptures to deal with the fear. So God used the animals to speak to me on how to heal. And I know some people would think that that's not right, that's not good for you to do that. But I feel good about it. I believe God led me and guided me in that. And it helps me. It helps me to heal. It helps me to deal with the past.
Do you go to it and consult it? Now
No, I consult God in the medicine wheel. I talk to him. I mean, Yahweh is my God. Okay? I call him Yahweh and I call Jesus Yeshua. I'm I guess you'd call a messianic believer. And I celebrate the Sabbath. That's what God showed me to do. So I celebrate the Sabbath on Saturday.
Like a Seventh-day Adventist, I guess.
No, I'm not Seventh-day Adventist. I go to a place called Jacob's Tent down on Inman Street.
And I'm not familiar with that.
Bill Cloud. He's a good friend of Perry Stone.
Where's his place at?
Inman Street, you know where the museum is? Okay. Look directly across from the museum, and he's right there across from the billiard club.
Oh, yeah. In that corner building.
Yep.
So they have church
right
there?
Yeah.
3 times a week or what?
He has it on the Sabbath and on Wednesday evening, and sometimes they'll get together on Friday evening.
Do they take the Lord's Supper like every other church, or?
Well, on the Sabbath evening, they do the bread and the wine. But it's just...
Are they operating with COVID now, or how do y'all deal with that? My church has been...
He doesn't force anybody to wear a mask. He says if you choose and you want to wear a mask, you're welcome to, but we don't force it.
They have a pretty good crowd there?
Oh, yeah. It's wonderful.
It used to be a coffee shop, I think.
Oh, it used to be many things.
Yeah.
Many things. I've seen it through the years. We're talking 93 to now.
Where did you learn about this medicine wheel?
I just found it out online because I was interested in learning about the Native Americans.
Not the library, just on like
No,
Google?
I went to Google, yeah, and searched it out on the computer. Actually, I don't think it was Google back then. Whatever it was in 93, a little different.
Yeah. So this medicine wheel is, we think of being sick as having a cold, but you're saying medicine could be for spiritual,
Yeah,
physical, mental,
yeah.
and what was the other one?
Okay, spirit,
Spirit?
physical, mental, emotional.
Emotional, yeah.
Because mental and emotional are two different things.
Explain that.
Mental is the mind, emotional is the heart.
Give me a mental problem versus an emotional problem.
Okay. A mental problem might be someone who is schizophrenic, someone who has bipolar.
ADD?
Yeah. Now, emotions are like if somebody hurts you, you're feeling the hurt and the pain of emotion. But the mental can be underlying in the brain. And a lot of people, okay, like as a child, I was put on lithium.
Is that like modern day Adderall or something?
Listen, lithium was what they used to control the brain, okay? Well, now I found out it'll be almost 2 years ago, I found that lithium orotate, which is a natural form of lithium rather than a drug, I started taking that and it balanced out my bipolar.
Is that why you were taking it for bipolar?
Yeah, but I was from age 11 to 19. And at age 19, I stopped taking all drugs. So I did everything natural from then on.
Were you living in Cleveland then, or where?
Oh, no. I was born in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Raised in West Virginia, Maryland, and New Jersey.
You said you'd come back to Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh, that time period I was here in 77, 78, and 79.
What brought you here then?
Norval Hayes' Bible School, downtown Cleveland. I was one of his first year students, and there were...
The very first year?
Yeah. There were 12 of us. And in 79 late, I went to Indiana. And then from there, I traveled for the rest of my life till I came back in 93.
Why Indiana?
There was a group there of people that I went and was a part of their ministry. And
So you had graduated from his school, and so that's where you'd gone to work or whatever.
Right. I went there to minister with a group of people there.
And so were you fairly young then?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. How old was I? 26, maybe 27, somewhere around there.
Boy.
I was born in 53. If you can do the math. 53 is when I was born. I was in Indiana in 79.
So, now interesting thing, whether people know your name, they've seen you riding bicycles with that hat on.
Oh, yeah.
What is the significance of that?
Okay. I was in a bike wreck in 2010.
Prior to that, did you ride bikes?
Yes. Oh, I've ridden a bike all my life.
How come?
Because it's healthy.
That's the only reason?
I don't like to drive, and I love to be healthy.
You really motor on.
I hate driving. I've only driven a car a total of 3 years in my whole life.
So you've been riding bikes since you was 30?
No, I've been riding a bike since I was about 6 years old.
So your regular means of transportation
Yes.
has been a bike forever.
Yep.
What what kind of bike do you have?
I have a ladies' Lexa Trek, and I got it from Scott's Bicycle Shop.
How long ago have you had this one?
I've had this one right after the accident, and I love it.
You don't have disc brakes or
No,
just the regular?
just a regular old 18 or whatever, 16 speed, I think.
So is the gears here or are they on the bar?
Well, you have this shifting up here.
Do you have drop bars or do you have?
I have the ones that go curved.
Yeah. So you have the gears on and the brakes are right there.
Well, see, what happened with this, the story behind the hat is, after I got hit, I went and bought this helmet.
Now, where'd you get hit at?
I was coming home 10 o'clock at night between Christmas and New Year's. It was a Wednesday. I'll never forget it. And I didn't wear a helmet, but the funny thing is I had a pure white coat on. There was no way he could not have seen me. I was on Peerless Road just before the light on Paul Huff Parkway. I'm going up Peerless. And he hit me. Come to find out later, he had left the scene of the accident.
Scared him to death, I guess.
Yeah, and his father made him go back. So he went back, thank God.
Don't you know he felt bad?
I don't know. I never got to talk to the guy.
You hadn't even
But
talked to him?
I didn't know who he was or anything. So anyhow, one evening I was riding.
But you didn't get hurt.
Oh yeah, I did.
What happened?
Well, one, I passed out,
Uh-huh.
and because I didn't wear a helmet, I had to have 9 staples to my head.
Did it hurt your skull any, or just a
Well, it
cut?
was cut, whatever.
Did it hit you from behind or on the side?
Oh, actually, what he hit, the side view
Yeah.
mirror, that's what hit me, and I went flying. But also, when I was in the ambulance,
Do you remember falling?
No, actually, what happened was I saw a flash of light.
Do you remember saying shit?
No, but anyway, I saw this flash of light, but I knew when I saw the flash of light,
Yeah.
I knew what had happened. Because I was in a motorcycle accident in 1983, and I saw that same flash of light. So I was aware when he hit me, but then I was out. I'm in the ambulance, and I look up, and there's this guy talking to me, and I said, Salvatore Barone, and then I rattled off the phone number, and I passed back out. I didn't wake up until maybe 15, 20 minutes later up in the hospital. But I thought that was amazing too.
That's your phone.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
So anyway,
Go ahead.
it was just a wild thing, you know. I had never experienced anything like that before.
Who's calling you?
Oh, a friend of mine. I'll have to talk to him later.
Your husband know you're getting calls from strange men?
Oh no, he knows Perry.
Oh.
I go over to Perry and I help him out. He's a really sweet guy.
So how long were you in the hospital from this crash?
Well, 10 o'clock at night is when he hit me. I woke up about almost close to 10:30, and the guy that I fell into his yard, he was there, and he was talking to me and everything, and they took me up and they did, x-rays and make sure everything was fine. But I didn't see the doctor till 3 a.m. in the morning. She said, yeah, we've been swamped. And I'm like, wow, that's wild. But I didn't get to see her till 3. That's when she did the staples. And then she asked me if I wanted any medicine for pain. I looked at her, I said, no, I don't need medicine for pain. I said, I take white willow. She looked at me and she goes, oh, that's refreshing.
Is white willow good for pain?
Yes. That's white willow is the main ingredient in aspirin.
But is this from your Indian research?
Yes.
Why? Where do you get it?
I get it at the health food store.
Just in pills or capsules?
Yeah.
Like you'd take a ginseng or something?
Yep.
It does about the same thing as aspirin?
Mm-hmm.
White willow.
Yep. White willow.
So after you got out of the hospital, was your bike tore up?
It was not too badly torn up, and I just gave it to one of the kids in the area. I said, here, because he liked to work on bikes. I said, here, you can have this. I said, it's still rideable. I said, all you got to do is do a little work on it. You can have it. So I gave it to him. So
how did you get back on the bike?
My husband picked me up at the hospital.
But I mean, when did you decide I'm going to start riding again?
I got the money together in a couple of days, and I was able to get back on the bike within like three days, because I bought it that weekend after I got hit.
So riding bike for 50 years, basically, right? How many bikes? You had one, what, about?
This is the longest one I've ever had. And most of my bikes I've gotten from Scott's Bike since I've been here.
Do they adjust the seat heights and everything for you?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
before you take it? Because you could do that.
Oh yeah, no, they've been taking care of me for years. In fact, I rode 100 miles for Habitat for Humanity one year too.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
They don't do that anymore, do they?
No, I don't think they've done it.
So you decided then I'm going to start wearing a helmet,
Yes.
and you're going to wear one that people can
Well,
notice?
the thing is I was wearing a white helmet, but I was at a light one night, and this guy pulls next to me and says, "Hey, you should get a different kind of helmet." He says, "I can barely see you." I said, "Okay."
Even during the day?
Yeah, well, it was dusk.
Yeah.
Dusky. He said, "That's not a good helmet." He says, so I prayed and I said, "Well, God, I need to find something that'll be bright." And then I thought, oh my goodness, I love Pikachu. I'm going to try to find me a Pikachu helmet.
What's a Pikachu?
Him.
But where's that come from?
He comes from Pokemon. It's a
I'm not familiar with.
It's a handheld system, and they have all these animals that are Pokemon. So Pikachu, he's a mouse.
So he's a cartoon character.
No, he's a gaming character.
Oh.
Like
in
I said,
cartoon form.
Yeah, kind
I
of.
guess.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Cartoon
So,
form.
but that's a matching shirt and hat
Oh, and pants.
and pants. Oh.
But anyhow, and I thought about it. I said, if I wear Pikachu, it'll make kids smile.
And it's yellow.
And it's yellow and bright, and
And it's got those things on the top.
and I've gotten so many compliments.
So so you wore that helmet for how long? Since did you say 2010 was a?
Yeah, but I didn't get this until 2 years later, because I just had that
So you've had it
regular
for,
helmet.
6 years.
Almost 8 years. And it comes from a company called Evercover.
They got all kinds, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
But I just thought, you know what? I like to make kids smile. And I have brought a lot of joy to kids in the grocery store, Target.
You forget you got it on, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know what? I have adults even. They stop in the middle of the road and they'll say, "Oh, I love your helmet." But it brings joy to people. And that makes me happy. I like it when people are happy, especially this year. With the Corbett thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This has been, even though it seems like it's the worst year of our lives, actually, it's been the best year for me because I have not let it get to me. I still go out and I want to bring joy.
Now, one day when I called
smile.
you or texted you, you said you were going to work.
Yeah, I do a little house cleaning.
Oh, not at a store or nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, but I do work at the Exxon gas station cleaning his place once a month. And I'm outdoors.
Which one's that one?
The Exxon on Paul Huff Parkway, across from Burger King. There's the Shell, Orbit.
Oh, not Paul Huff.
Paul Huff.
25th.
No, Paul Huff.
Oh, you mean
Paul Huff
you
Parkway.
mean Texaco Tom?
You have
You mean
Orbit and Shell.
Yeah, let's see.
You got Burger King. You got
Bali Chazwani's place.
Chick-fil-A.
Bali's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bali Chawani.
Chazwani.
Chajwani. Yeah, that's it. Chajwani.
But his brother-in-law runs it.
Yeah.
Right? What's
Yes.
his name? Nick?
Oh, Nick. But
Nick.
I don't call him Nick. I call him Naresh.
Naresh.
That's his real name. And he calls me Falling Waters.
He's worked there for 20 hours a day for how many years?
Oh, ever since they opened.
Since 2002 or something?
2000. I
4?
thought about 2004 is when they opened.
He doesn't leave, does he?
Well, yeah, he does now because he's got people to work for him.
He's there every time I go in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm real good friends with him and his wife. And once a month I go in and I clean the pumps. In fact, I'm supposed to do that this week. I clean the pumps and the trash cans And
How do you clean the
wash.
pumps? Just wipe them off?
Yeah. I have a ladder that I get up, wipe down the pumps. I wash the trash cans out.
Where you get the ladder?
He has a ladder in the
Oh.
back. Oh, yeah. I've been doing that. In fact, I actually worked for Bali. I used to clean his office. That is how I got hit
Off
that night.
Peerless Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got hit that night.
Dialysis doctor,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that night, I was coming from cleaning the office. That's when that guy hit me.
Do you ever get so cold you just can't ride it?
Nope. I love the cold. I'm a cold.
What about
weather
ice
person.
on the road?
Yeah, I have to be careful with that bike
Because
it's got the thin tires.
Yeah. So you
So
can't-
I ride very carefully when it's
So if
icy.
you go to the store to get a gallon of milk, do you haul that gallon of milk back?
Yes, because I have a special backpack. It's bigger, thicker, and I can carry 2 gallons of milk.
2 gallons of milk?
Yes, in this backpack I can carry 2 gallons of milk and a whole bunch of groceries, and I have a basket. I can fill that up.
Do you carry the backpack on your back
Yes,
then?
sir, I do.
With 2 gallons of milk?
Mhm.
Golly,
And I'm 67 years old.
boy. You have an odometer on there that tells how many miles?
No, but I average anywhere, well, especially in the summertime, I average anywhere from 150 to 200 miles a week. In the wintertime, it's a little less because I don't get out as much during the wintertime.
Now I see you a lot on Frontage Road. Do you live out
I
there?
live on Frontage Road. In fact, Alan Jones is I rent from him.
Yeah, landlord, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
So
22 years.
22 years. He ought to give you a free month rent on it.
But anyway, I've been there since 1998. My husband's been there since 1997.
Because you married him after you lived there,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So do you go down and pay your rent at Alan's place?
Yes, I do. I ride my bike and go pay my
Why don't
rent.
you just mail it?
Because I like to ride. I love riding. Riding is my life.
So if it's,
I have
Right.
rain gear. I ride in the rain. The only time I can't really ride is if it's snowing.
if
Not
it's
on that
if
bike.
it's 32 degrees outside.
Oh, honey, I've been in minus 42 degree weather.
So you'll ride all the way down there to pay the rent rather than just
Yeah.
50-cent
Yeah.
stamp.
Yep.
Do you do other stuff on the way down, or just ride
Oh,
to pay
yeah.
and come back?
No, I usually, when I pay my rent, that's when I get my check from the government.
Where do you get that at?
My SSI.
I mean, you get it at your mailbox.
No, it gets deposited into my account.
Oh, so you go get.
I take money out of the ATM for half on mine, half on my husband.
Yeah.
And then I usually go to Abundant Living because I get certain herbs and vitamins that I buy specifically from them.
They're the only ones that have it around here. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, the ones that
Yeah.
I especially the mushrooms. They have a mushroom blend called 8-in-1. Has 8 different mushrooms in it. So, and they're the only place I know that sells it.
What
around
are
here.
they good for? The mushrooms.
Oh, for your immune system, to build up your immune system. And that's why I don't get sick. I haven't seen a doctor in over, let's see, I was probably, I'm going to say 30 years now, except for when I was in the accident, of course, I was in the hospital. But I don't go to a doctor. I don't take any drugs.
You're healthier than the doctor.
Yeah. I don't do any drugs. I eat healthy.
No marijuana, no cocaine.
No. No drugs for me. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I eat good. I don't even drink soda. Well, especially when they started using the high fructose corn
Yeah, that
syrup.
drives me crazy.
I dropped drinking ginger ale. Ginger ale was my favorite soda.
Why do they put that in there? You know, you can go down to
Because-
the Mexican store, and they have real sugar, Coke with real sugar.
Well, I'd still like to stay away from the sugar. Sugar's not really, really, really that good for you. So I do honey. I buy mine over here at Green Acres off of Georgetown Road.
You ride over that
Yes,
hill
I
just to
do.
get the sugar?
Yes, I do. I told you, I ride my bike everywhere.
But a jar of sugar, of honey would last how long?
Okay, I usually, since I use it only in my coffee,
A spoonful?
I use about about 2 teaspoons because I have a big cup. It's like a 2 cup.
Use it.
Coffee.
You don't use a dipper. You use just a.
I just use a special spoon that I have, and then I just put it in there. And sometimes I'll use a little cane sugar, but other than that, that's about all the sugar I have.
Now, when sugar isn't honey still sugar, or is
Yes,
it different?
but it's healthy. It's not bad for your body.
What's the difference?
Honey is healthy because there are so many health benefits in honey that,
More than sugar cane.
oh yeah, a whole lot more. And in fact, people that have bad allergies, honey will help your allergies. And you want to buy it local.
Yeah, local.
They say no more than 100-mile radius from your house.
That's pretty good ways, isn't it?
But you don't want to go past 100. Whatever area.
Because that helps with that the
Because
pollen, right?
the pollen and the area where you're living, you want that benefit.
And the closer, I guess, the better.
Yes, that honey is out of Hickson. So that's 30 miles from
Ace
here.
Hardware has local honey, I think.
Yeah, I think they do.
But why do you get it from Green Acres?
Because they're just over the hill.
Yeah.
You know, I can just ride over there, get it, and come on back home. And
So
it's good honey.
what would a normal day be for you? Like tomorrow's Monday. What are you going to do?
What do you mean?
I mean, what do you do? What time do you get up?
I'm usually up around 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning.
Alarm clock or just wake up?
No, I just wake up. And my first thing that I do is I sit and do my devotions. I spend time with God. I sit down and I have a journal. I get my Bible out. I have, besides Still Waters, is a little devotional book that I get through the mail. And it's a 2-month thing. And I sit and read what it is. Then I go online and I read this other one called the Barone. And sometimes they click. It's like, oh my gosh, the two just combine really well. And then I just talk to God and I ask him, well, what do you want me to learn from this? And it just comes out.
Is that like an hour or 30 minutes?
Oh, shoot. It can range from an hour to an hour and a half.
Drink coffee while you're doing it?
Yes.
Coffee's okay, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I do my coffee.
So
But I put a teaspoon, no, not a teaspoon, a fourth of a teaspoon of baking soda in it because it cuts the acidity of the coffee, which makes it actually healthier to drink if you do that.
What's the acidity do in coffee?
Well,
Because it'll make me jittery.
it makes you bitter. It makes coffee's bitter. And by putting the baking soda in there, it actually takes some of the bitterness out of it. And it's also healthy for you.
Baking soda?
Yeah.
What does it do?
It helps to flush your body out of impurities. A lot of people don't know that.
Like make it more alkaline, I guess,
Yes,
right?
make it more alkaline.
That's the
which
difference.
is healthy.
Which is healthier.
Yes.
Rather than acidic.
Yes.
So after your devotion, what do you do?
I'll get dressed and look at the plan for whatever the day brings. Like tomorrow is my day that I go spend with my friend Perry. He had I think he said a heart attack or a stroke. I can't remember now. But anyway, this was years ago, but he still has not totally recovered. And he can't go and do shopping like he wants to. So he gives me a list and we go shopping and I go in and get the stuff and bring it home.
He
drives up to, we usually go to 2 different places, Publix and Aldi. And he always has a list for me. He gives me his card. I go in, I get the groceries, come back, and we put them in the refrigerator.
Every Monday?
Not every Monday. Sometimes we'll go on a Tuesday instead of a Monday, but this week we're going on a Monday.
But it's usually once a week.
Yeah, once a week we usually go and do grocery shopping of some sort, or if he needs to go get something, I'll go. And then sometimes we'll just sit on the porch and talk.
You'll ride the bike to his house.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then ride home,
Yeah.
of course. But he's just a really sweet guy, and I love being helpful to him.
So that'll be Mondays,
Basically Mondays, sometimes Tuesday.
depending on.
Yeah.
So,
Depending on when.
So how
he wants
else
to-
would you fill your day?
Oh, I like to paint. I like to do artistic stuff.
Like with an easel? Paint on an easel?
Canvas.
Canvas, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an easel?
I have different kinds of mediums. I use acrylic. I use gouache, watercolor, and oil painting. So sometimes I'll just switch out and do whatever. I'm also a quilter. So I make quilts. I just finished making a baby quilt for a friend of mine.
So it's all sort of charity work, is what you're saying your week is.
Yeah, I like helping people. I like to do things for other people.
Were you always able to do that, or was life in the way?
Well, just in the past, past 3-4 years, I've been able to do it more. Because before, I worked. Now, I'm retired.
Where did you retire from?
Like I said, Bali.
Oh.
I used to work for him. I used to work cleaning for other people, and it filled up my time.
Why do you still work for him?
Who?
Bali.
Oh, no, I don't. They
Oh.
moved to Nashville.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. He gave his practice up. Yeah.
Seems like I remember that.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to say basically the past 4 to 5 years, since about 2015 till now, I've been basically giving of my time to other people.
Before that, you just had to work.
Yeah.
And you still rode the bike.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a lot of riding. Somebody
I told you I rode
at
a
your
lot.
age, you've got to be really
I
fit.
am. I told you I take 32 different herbs and vitamins.
Do you think that's a big help?
Oh, yeah, of course it is. And eating healthy. I don't drink soda. I drink water. I drink tea. I might have some beer or wine once in a while. But basically, I take care of my body. And if you take care of your body will take care of you.
I'm seeing this picture of a 67-year-old lady carrying a beer out of a grocery store, getting on a bicycle. It's not what you normally think of, I guess, right?
Well, Jesus said, or Paul said, actually Paul said it, if you drink in moderation and you don't abuse it, there's nothing wrong with having a beer. There's nothing wrong with a glass of wine with a meal. You have to limit yourself if you want to stay healthy.
Jesus turned the water to wine, right?
Yeah, at the wedding of Canaan.
Yep.
There is nothing wrong with drinking. It's abuse. Food, if you abuse, okay, you have to take care of yourself.
Do you
Plain and
think?
simple.
Do you do anything else besides cycling? Do you stretch or exercise?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it
Oh, yeah, I like to exercise when I can. I try to exercise at least 3 times a week.
like just at home?
Yeah. I have a, one of those,
Ski things? No.
yeah, it's just a real simple one, and you can fold it up. But it's a walking thing.
Yeah.
And it's slanted because if you're walking up, you exert more. It's better to have one that's slanted rather than
Do you
flat.
ever see people that are trying to lose weight and get in shape, and you're just thinking, why don't you just ride a bike?
But you know what? Actually, I'm overweight for my height. but I'm not an unhealthy overweight. Because, like I said, I eat right. I take care of myself. I exercise. I ride that bike. I take my herbs and my vitamins. I do everything that is good for my body.
What do you do if you go to church on Sunday nights and it gets dark?
I have light. I have a little light in the front. I have a back light that is really bright. I mean, I usually use the white light, and then it has these two little red lights on the side.
So you'll ride that at dark just about every
Yeah,
3 nights a week?
at least 3.
Come in after dark.
So you must think I'm an amazing lady.
Well, it seems it's unusual for sure, isn't it? Do you know Dick Burns? He rides a bike. He's 92 and he rides it
wow.
everywhere. Have you ever seen him? He's got a mirror on the side of his helmet. He's 92.
Wow.
I feel like if you'd have done another kind of exercise, it might have been hard on your body, but cycling's probably the best thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not hard on the joints
No,
and
it's
stuff.
not at all. In fact, I got rid of my arthritis. I had arthritis when I was like 55. And I found this site and he was talking about turmeric. So I went out and bought some turmeric and a capsule maker and the whole 9 yards and made my own capsules. I was taking it 2 times a day for up to a year, and I noticed things were really going good. My joints were not bothering me as badly. Then I come and found out that you should add black pepper to the turmeric because it'll bring the curcumin out that's in the turmeric. I started using it that way, and I'm down to 1 capsule a day. I take just 1 capsule a day. Sometimes I put
You
it in
still
my
make
food.
the same capsules?
Oh, yeah. And they're double O capsules. They're the biggest ones.
Where do you get the capsule?
I buy them from Amazon, and we usually buy them in the 1,000 bag because I make the capsules for the turmeric. I also do ginger root and beetroot.
Beetroot in a capsule?
Yeah.
What does the beetroot do? It's good for oxygen, right?
Well, it's good for a lot of things too. I mean, there's just benefits for everything that you take. The blood sugar, beetroot is good for people that have low blood sugar. And I had low blood sugar at one
High
time.
blood sugar would be diabetes, right?
Right.
So low blood sugar is the opposite.
Right. Well, I had low blood sugar, so I started taking the beetroot, and it's brought my level up good.
How do you get it in that capsule?
Okay, it comes as a little kit. You have this little...
Why not just buy it?
Because I can save more money by doing my own, and I do save money by doing my own. I bought a bag of beetroot powder for a really good price. Okay? I would spend the price of a bottle plus, oh gosh, I can get probably 3 bottles or 4 bottles out of that one bag, and it would have cost me the same amount for just 1 bottle. So why not save?
Yeah, if you got time, why not?
Yeah. And I've been making turmeric capsules for years. But the beetroot and the ginger root, I just started this year because I was at Ross's and they had organic ginger root in a bag and beetroot. And I went, oh.
Where's Ross's?
They're...
Is that next to Target?
Yeah, it's on that
I didn't know they sold
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
Well, so you have to catch it. You have to go in there and just...
So they like sell stuff that they get a blot of or something?
Sometimes they'll have it, sometimes they won't, you know. You never know what they're going to have. But they got good prices. So I've got the time. I can save the money. Why not?
So you take two turmerics, one beetroot, and one ginger.
Oh, that's not all the. I told you I take 33 different herbs and vitamins every day. I take cranberry. I take D3, 5,000 units. B, C, you name it. I've got, like I said.
That would fill you up.
Well, I take certain vitamins with my food, which are the oil ones, and the turmeric, and the beetroot, and the ginger root. Those kind are with food because they get absorbed into your system better with food. You can take C and B and potassium, your non-oil vitamins, basically. You can take them on an empty stomach, and you'll still get the benefit of them. But the salmon oil, D3, cranberry, garlic oil. I do garlic oil. So those are absorbed better with food.
Where did you learn all this?
Research. I mean, I went online and I looked things up and I found out what was good to do. And I also have a site that I go to, Dr. McCullough. That's the person that I learned about the turmeric from.
Do you find some of those sites contradict each other?
Yes, but the ones that I read, I research it and research and research. You don't just take one site and you just go through and you find, and the ones that correspond the most are the ones that you want to use. The ones that are off in left field, I get rid of.
So you can get a sense for which ones.
Yes.
And if it's similar to what another site says, then you'll start going with that because it.
Basically, yes. Yeah. But I do it through different sites. I don't just take it at one site. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to research.
Do you watch TV of evening?
No, I don't watch television.
None?
I do with my husband when our shows are on. Okay, we have our favorite shows.
Like what?
NCIS, all of those shows, and Bull.
Bull. What's that on about?
He plays a lawyer.
Oh yeah, that's
the guy from NCIS. He left.
Is that Tom Selleck?
No. That's Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
But NCIS, Anthony was his name in the show.
NCIS, what's it about?
Mark Harmon plays Jethro Gibbs, and
so it's just a show. It's not real.
No, but those are the only shows that I watch, and I watch them with him.
When they come on.
Right, in the living room with him.
Yeah.
But I don't watch TV. I'm basically. I like movies. You know, I watch a few movies here and there.
Yeah, I miss Blockbuster when you could just go rent a movie and you didn't have to have all those channels to.
Oh, I know.
Figure out how to get on, and give them your password.
Yep.
So, what do you see in the future? Just this, what you're doing?
Yeah, I live for the present moment. I don't worry about the future. Past is already dead and gone. Can't do anything about the past. Just live my life the way God wants me to live it.
You know, I was watching Northern Exposure, and the guy on there was Indian. I can't remember his name. And somebody came up to him, and they were in a disguise, and he recognized them. And the guy said, "How did he recognize them?" He said, "Indians aren't given to outside features. In other words, they'd sense the person without looking at what." Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but.
Well, basically, I believe in the Spirit of God.
Yeah.
The Spirit of God.
Maybe that's what they were saying. They sense the spirit and not the
Yes,
outer person.
Right. And because if you look at animals, they can sense when there's an evil person around. Well, God gives us that sense too, if we open our mind to it and we're aware of it. And I learned to be aware of that type of thing when I lived in Philadelphia. I think that's where God developed my intuition and to know if somebody's evil or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because from that time, when I developed it, I lived in Philadelphia for a whole year. And ever since that time, I can sense when somebody's evil. You can feel it.
Some people are truly evil.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just truly evil.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I can sense it. And I'm thankful that God gave me that.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me that gift. He gave me the gift of faith. Not many people get blessed with the gift of faith. I got mine through a supernatural healing. I was bedridden. I couldn't walk. For 3 months, I suffered.
What point of life was this in your life?
This was 1980. For 3 solid months, I was in so much excruciating pain that I could not function. I couldn't walk. I had to crawl on my hands and knees to go to the bathroom.
What was the problem?
I had a pinched sciatic nerve, and it went from here down my whole leg.
They say those are bad.
Oh, let me tell you, I cried so much during those 3 months. And I prayed and I said, God, I can't take this anymore. What do you want me to do? And this thing just came over me and said, go to the Teen Challenge Ministries. And I was living in Chattanooga at the time. So I went down there. I had to walk it. It was about 8 to 10 blocks. And it took me 2 hours to walk there. Because I was, like I said, I was in so much pain, I could not stand it. Mm-hmm. And I went in the room, and those ladies, they sensed. I mean, they knew. They said, sit down. So I sat in the chair. I put my hands up. One lady put her hand on my hand. The other lady put her hand on my hand. And they just started praying. And I will never, ever forget this. It felt like a bottle of warm oil hit the top of my head. And it just went down like this. And when it hit the base of my spine, those 2 ladies, they said, get up, you're healed. Honey, the pain went, gone. I jumped up out of that chair and I was shouting, hallelujah, hallelujah. And we danced and we praised God for about 15, 20 minutes. And we all hugged and it was wonderful. The faith that he gave me, even through all the pain and suffering through the years that I've gone through, I have never, ever doubted him. And I've always had faith. And sometimes I wish I could give that faith to other people because he is faithful. He is so faithful.
I don't think you can give that to people, can you?
No, you can't. But when he does something special, he can give it to you. And he gave it to me that day. And I never, ever doubted him throughout my life. I might have walked away from him, but I knew he was there. I knew he was there. And I never doubted it. I've always had faith in him. And it was like I said, it was like a gift. Because when that, you can't lose that.
That's evidence that you have.
Yeah. And I have always had it. And I'm thankful for that since that day. And I just praise him for it. He is my life. He is my joy. He is my peace. He is my strength. I don't have to worry about tomorrow. He'll lead me. He'll guide me. He'll direct me. He'll show me what to do each and every day. I don't have to worry about it. Ooh, guya, oh na, na gu cho son, we hu say, iga guya, oh na.
Falling Waters. That was great.
Thank you.
Well, you're certainly a remarkable lady.
Thank you.